So it looks like another attorney has subpoenaed footage from Evolution Media and Bravo, unaired footage of Erika Jayne Girardi. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So as you know, we are about to start the 4-part reunion of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and just in the last week, 2 major articles came out in the LA Times and the New York Times. One was interviewing Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal, although the headline involves something about Erika Jayne. The article overall, when you read it, really isn't about Erika Jayne. It's really about the women and their experience during the season. But this New York Times article is about Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi. And I've been seeing a lot of people talk about, why is Erika suffering at the hands of Tom's crimes and things like that. And you know what? That's a valid point, and we can talk about that another time. But one thing remains the issue, and I think a lot of people like myself didn't expect Erika Jayne at every turn defend Tom Girardi against the victims. And that's the way a lot of people took it. They took it as her defending Tom's actions against the victims. Even though that probably wasn't her intention, it came across that way. So with that being said, in this New York Times article, some bombshells were dropped, including that a law firm in Chicago representing the airplane crash victims, they subpoenaed footage, unaired footage, from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that involves Erika Jayne. So let's get into the details of this. And shout out to our friends over at The Reality Blurb. So as you already know, what Tom has been accused of in regards to his clients and embezzling millions and millions of dollars, allegedly, from his victims. And his victims are still waiting for their settlements. In the New York Times article published a story regarding their legal woes and shared some major bombshells, including revelation that the subpoena was sent to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills producers, which is Evolution Media, seeking footage that involves Erika Jayne Girardi. So the attorney involved in this is Jay Edelson, who is suing both Erika and Tom over, quote, missing money belonging to orphans and widows of plane crash victims, sent a civil subpoena last week to Evolution Media, the production company that produces The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The subpoena is requesting unaired recordings that may depict Erika speaking about anything that could be helpful in their hunt for assets. In this article, they also speak with the president of Evolution Media, Alex Baskin. And he made it clear in this interview that there was no special treatment made for Erika. And we saw that at almost every turn from the very beginning of the season, the way that they were showing off her wares and her expensive lifestyle. They continued to do that during the show. It didn't seem as if the production company was protecting her, and that could just be because it just benefits them no matter who's involved. And this is what Alex says. He says, the show is an authentic reflection of what occurred in real time. No accommodation was made for Erika while shooting. We also heard rumors that Erika and the producers got into it when they were in Lake Tahoe after the whole hot mic situation where she talks about Tom Girardi calling her and Garcelle bringing it up. So it makes us believe that the producers definitely were not protecting Erika, even though Andy Cohen might want to. We have to remember, Andy Cohen is an executive producer over the franchise. He isn't an executive producer within Evolution Media. They have a job to do for this particular series. But of course, Evan Borges is saying the same thing that he said multiple times in regards to this. And this is what he has to say as her attorney. He says this in the article as well. He was interviewed. He, of course, denies Erika had no knowledge of Tom's alleged wrongdoings. He shared how he prepped Erica for the upcoming 4-part reunion. Remember, that was a rumor that we heard that her attorneys were prepping her for this reunion. We also heard a rumor just this past week that the attorneys are a little concerned with how much she divulged in this reunion. And it will be interesting to see what we will actually see from this reunion. Remember, they filmed for hours. We heard they took very little breaks, and they're going to put this out in a 4-part reunion. Some people are saying that's not necessary, but normally they cut out a lot for a 2-part, 3-part reunion. It will be interesting to see if we get all of that, or if all of that is necessary, or will change anyone's minds about Erica. In regards to Erica's prep for the reunion, Evan Borges says this: there is a certain kind of toughness that she presents. The first comment to her was, "You don't have to be the tough one. Also, it's okay to be humble." Also, in the New York Times article, it hints at what Erica might be making, and it basically is what we all thought. We knew she wasn't making $1 million for this season. She definitely has not been making that type of money for this show, unlike some of the other housewives. So in the article, they're saying that Miss Girardi is likely earning more than $600,000 from her turn this year on the show, which is still pennies compared to the amount of money she's used to having at her disposal. And it'll be interesting to see how much more, especially with the ratings for this past season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that she can ask for from the producers and from Bravo for this next season. I know they're going to pay her top dollar. She probably will make $1 million for this next season. First of all, she needs it. Also, they're not going to deny that Erika Jayne is the reason why they had top ratings this season. Even though, our big thing on that is that they could have had a dud season because the other ladies wouldn't have asked those questions. People like Kyle, people like Derek, people like Lisa Rinna would not have asked the questions that Sutton, Garcelle were asking, or PK. But we also heard, according to TMZ, that they're going to start filming with some of the ladies starting this week for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They don't want to waste any time. They are trying to capitalize off of the success of season 11, because her legal drama, as you see, is still ongoing. And I'm sure this LA Times article and this New York Times article will be playing a role when it comes to her relationships with the other women, and the breaking news that footage is going to be subpoenaed, unaired footage, and how she feels about that and how the other ladies feel about that. Guys, as always, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think some of this unaired footage is going to hurt Erica? Because what we've seen has been pretty damaging. Let me know your thoughts on that. And do you think that Bravo will pay Erika Jayne Girardi $1 million, if not more than $1 million, for season 12 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. As always, be civil and adults. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.